Democratic news. "IT's over. Trump just tweeted a message that will scare Hillary Clinton to death." Everyone thought at this point that Donald Trump had given up his dream of arresting Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton. Wrong. Last night he shot out 2 tweets that should scare both of them to death. This is her worst nightmare. He asked Congress to investigate Hillary Clinton. Why isn't the House Intelligence Committee looking into the Bill and Hillary deal that allowed big uranium to go to Russia? Russian speech, money to Bill, the Hillary Russian reset, praise of Russia by Hillary, or Podesta Russian company. Trump Russia story is a hoax. See what I mean? It's finally back on. Trump is, of course, referring to Hillary Clinton selling off 20% of our uranium production capacity in the form of U.S. mines, mills and tracts of land. Hillary Clinton is also guilty of significantly helping the Russians develop their digital spying network by assisting in the formation of the Skolkovo Innovation Center. So why the hell isn't Congress investigating her ties to Russia? What about her ties to China? Or how about Saudi Arabia? Trump just signaled that it is time to take the Clintons down once and for all. Share this out if you agree with the president. Just an FBI with a shocking proposal to Senate about Trump's investigation. Big news. President Trump shocked America with his statements that he has been spied on. We have one important point to mention in light of this issue. Why have the FBI agents offered to pay Christopher Steele for investigating Trump, the same man who has been paid by the Clintons to investigate Trump? How can you have an FBI that is under a Democratic establishment trying to third-party investigate a political rival? Well, Chuck Grassley has decided to resolve this. From Washington Examiner, Senator Charles Grassley, chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee, has sent a letter to FBI Director James Comey demanding the story behind the FBI's reported plan to pay the author of a lurid and unsubstantiated dossier on candidate Donald Trump. In particular, Grassley appears to be zeroing in on the FBI's Deputy Director, Andrew McCabe, indicating Senate investigators want to learn more about McCabe's role in a key aspect of the Trump-Russia affair. Grassley began his investigation after the Washington Post reported on February 28 that the FBI, a few weeks before the election, agreed to pay former British spy Christopher Steele to investigate Trump. Hillary's fans had basically paid Steele to investigate Donald Trump before the FBI started speaking with them. So this quickly raised some questions. Did there exist any contact between the Clinton and the FBI with regard to Steele? Eventually, the FBI did not pay Steele after media attention to the dossier. The idea that the FBI and associates of the Clinton campaign would pay Mr. Steele to investigate the Republican nominee for president in the run-up to the election raises further questions about the FBI's independence from politics, as well as the Obama administration's use of law enforcement and intelligence agencies for political ends, Grassley noted in a letter to FBI Director James Comey from March 28. This raises a lot of other questions. Just in. General makes shocking statement about Obama, America in shock. While Barack Obama was still president of this country, he inflicted an almost irreparable damage to this nation with his numerous unconstitutional activities. It now seems that the former president will have to face the consequences for his crimes. With the proof he has at his disposal, Trump can easily press charges against Obama whenever he so desires. Lieutenant General Thomas McInerney shared his thoughts about Devin Nunes this week. President Trump's team was definitely spied by the CIA/NSA and it has nothing to do with the alleged Russian ties. According to Vessel New, McInerney thinks that when every piece of evidence surfaces, Barack Obama will regret his decision to eavesdrop on President Trump. Furthermore, he added that Democrats are fabricating the whole Russian story so that the president's attention will be diverted from investigating the Clinton server, and Clinton and Obama broke the Espionage Act, a felony for which one can be punished with a huge fine and a prison sentence of up to 10 years. Section 793F of the Federal Penal Code, Title 18, With legal access to extremely confidential intel, Hillary acted with absolute recklessness in removing and causing it to be removed from its proper place of custody, and she transmitted it and enabled for it to be transmitted to her at no liberty to see it, in patent violation of her trust. What do you think about this? Share this on Facebook and Twitter along with your comment. Massive news: SHE can say goodbye to her career. This shocking statement will get her expelled from Congress. Representative Maxine Waters crossed the line yesterday when she gave the most anti-American speech in the history of the House. She basically admitted that she uses her position as representative to bring President Trump down and that black people are more patriotic than white people. Waters openly stated that her goal as a congresswoman is to make sure that Trump does not remain president of the United States. That is a threat against our president. My position against this president and his administration is clear, Waters said. I oppose this president. I do not honor this president. I do not respect this president. Waters didn't just limit her hate to the president, she also attacked the American people by claiming that Trump supporters are not patriotic. Waters took it upon herself to speak for everyone in the black community and said, "When we, black people, fight against this president, and we point out how dangerous he is for this society and for this country, we're fighting for the democracy. We're fighting for America. We're saying to those who say they're patriotic but they've turned a blind eye to the destruction that he's about to cause this country, you're not nearly as patriotic as we are. This is low even for a Democrat. As an elected official, you are supposed to represent all the people, not just black Democrats. This woman is as vile and racist as they come." She once again confirmed the Democrats' destructive views and that she had no future in our Congress. Breaking: Gorsuch received devastating news from Democrats right before confirmation. There is no logical reason to be against the confirmation of Neil Gorsuch. That hasn't prevented Democrats from getting out their frustration on the incredibly qualified judge. This morning, we discovered that the Democrats are going to obstruct Gorsuch's confirmation. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer introduced his envisioned plans to vote no on Judge Neil Gorsuch's nomination to the Supreme Court and assured that Republicans would have to defeat the Democratic filibuster in order to announce him. "I have decided in this after a thorough deliberation. I have come to the conclusion that I simply cannot accept Neil Gorsuch's nomination to the Supreme Court," the New York Democrat said Thursday. Schumer continued to say that Gorsuch will have to surpass a cloture vote and earn his confirmation. "This is absolutely nothing more than political theater. Democrats really should be ashamed. Keep in mind how Democrats referred to Republicans as obstructionists for 8 years when Barack Obama was U.S. president. They had blocked much more in a couple of months than Republicans did in many years. Donald Trump had a more difficult period obtaining his cabinet confirmed than any president since George Washington. These days, he can't even get a judge through without a filibuster. At some level, Democrats are going to have to agree that Donald Trump is the president. There is actually absolutely nothing questionable about Gorsuch. Nothing at all. The Democrats are lost as a party. Nancy Pelosi doesn't even know who is the head of the party. Republicans will conquer this, but they will have to use the nuclear option, which McConnell has earlier indicated that is on the table. Breaking: U.S. Attorney's Office under investigation. Can you guess why? The Department of Justice under Obama has been exposed spying. It seems that President Trump is worried for a reason for the 700 lawyers who were spied on during Obama's leadership without them knowing it. The Daily Beast reported that an investigator, appointed by court, has discovered that the U.S. Attorney Office for Kansas has hundreds of video and phone recordings of communications between lawyers and their clients, convicts at a private prison in Leavenworth. Over 700 lawyers are presumed to have been spied on, according to the investigator's report issued to a federal court. Special Master David Cohen demanded an expansion of his investigation to find out whether prosecutors frequently followed the communications between the attorneys and their clients. So far, 227 phone call recordings and more than 30 videos of attorney-client encounters have been found in the office of the U.S. Attorney in Kansas City. These recordings have been found by a defense attorney who was recorded talking with her client regarding the government's case against a drug network within the facility. According to critics in the U.S. Attorney's office claim that as soon as these recordings came in their possession, attorneys like Urkisk had to be notified instantly. Communications like these are privileged, claims Peter Joy, a law professor at Washington University who made a testimony in a hearing in August that focused on the Urkisk clip. I bet they will defend themselves by saying that this was for the greater good by breaking a drug network in a jail in Leavenworth. This potential claim in their defense that it was for the greater good will not do much good for them if someone comes across recordings of the president during the election. We might sound boring by saying this over and over again, but Trump's concern for the possibility of having been spied on are understandable. There are so many scandals that arose since the day Trump accused Obama of wiretapping him, and the scandals just keep on coming. The only thing that now remains is for the irrefutable evidence that proves this to be discovered. What do you think about this? Share this on Facebook and Twitter along with your comments. 65